Hi, welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about water costs and how insects could be a key player in reducing global water costs from agriculture. So firstly, a few facts about water consumption. Agriculture is the main consumer of all fresh water on the planet, with 70% of all available fresh water that isn't consumed by humans goes straight to agriculture for growing crops, for growing feed for animals, etc. And at the current rate that we use water, our global water consumption is actually doubling every 20 years. This is obviously really bad, considering you might have heard people say that we're coming into an age where there's a global water crisis, or water's going to be the scarce resource of the future. And part of the reason for this is down to the animals that we choose to rear for our food. For example, a kilogram of beef takes around 22,000 litres of water to grow. But I've seen figures quoted as high as 43,000 litres of water for 1 kilogram of beef. Now this seems like a huge number, but when you consider all the water that is needed to grow all the crop that the cows eat and all the water that is drank as is by the cows as well, this can amount to a really high figure. Now when I looked online to see if I could find the equivalent value for different types of insects, I couldn't find a single figure for the amount of water used per different types of insect. But I do know that mealworms consume no additional water other than what's in their food. So that means you can roughly work out a calculation for how much water they consume based on their feed mass ratio. If you don't know what feed mass ratios are, have a look at one of my earlier videos explaining feed mass ratios, or have a look on the Make More from Less page of this site. So I found a figure saying that the feed mass ratio for mealworms is about 2.2 to 1. So that means that mealworms need 2.2 kilos of plant protein to grow 1 kilo of animal protein. And considering mealworms consume no additional water other than what's found in their food, we can work out the water cost for mealworms based on the water costs of the crop needed to grow them. So I found a figure released by the UN that says for soybeans, which is a really common feedstuff used for all livestock, consume around 2,750 litres of water per 1 kilo of soybean. And with a feed mass ratio of 2.2, this would mean that mealworms per kilogram of live weight consume 6,050 litres of water. For cows, on the other hand, being fed off soybean with a feed mass ratio of 10 to 1, this would mean that they consume 22,700 litres of water per kilo of live weight. And then that's not even including the water that they would then drink on top of that. Now 6,000 litres of water per kilogram of mealworms seems like a lot of water, but when you can compare that to almost 23,000 litres of water, not including the additional drinking water on top of that, that's a massive reduction when you compare mealworms to cows. So by making the switch to more of an insect-based diet, we can dramatically reduce our water costs from the food we eat. And if you want to know more about that, just click on the Save Water page of this site. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Thanks very much. I'll catch you soon.